Hey there, this is Kim with Wonder as I Wander. This is part 4 of Gone Home. And I was going to say, help me remember, as if whoever's watching at this given time will be able to tell me. So I'm going to tell myself 1963, 1963, 1963. Okay, because what I would like to do is go downstairs. I want to go back to... I'm already lost. We're going to go back to Terrence's office, because I keep going on and on about this Terrence storyline, but I don't think I have all the different pieces yet to put it all together for you. I mean, unless you could figure it out by yourself at this point. Okay, so I looked here, but there should be more stuff there. Am I wrong? I was wrong. Why did I think this is the only thing? Okay, well, I was just wrong. So I came down here for nothing, but it's fine, it's fine. Okay. So now we need to go back down to the basement. I don't know how long this part will be. I think I should have it wrapped up sooner than later, but who can tell, especially if I just start prattling on about different things. I don't remember this. I'm sure I saw this last time. Yes, yes. Note for us. Okay, back down to the basement. And then I have to remember where else I want to go. We need to get to Oscar's safe, which should be here. Or here-ish. It's not gonna be... Wait. Yes. Alright. No. 1, 9, 6, 3. This is what I wanted. Okay. So, as you can see, this was a letter that Oscar wrote, not to Terrence, but I assume Terrence's mom. Yes. So, Oscar's sister. Dear sister, I write what shall be my last appeal to go unanswered, one way or the other. I feel a prisoner, as on an island, with no jailer, no human soul for commune, only my one mind, examining itself, endlessly, endlessly, searching for relief. In the years since transgression, I have sought no absolution, only bare forgiveness. In good faith, I have removed myself from all temptation, sacrificed to prove my commitment, however I can imagine. I hope that's what it says. Since mother's passing, I have yearned for nothing more than the acknowledgement of my own kin to be treated as human again. To breathe the air of human spirit once more. By grace, over a wretch like me could be saved, but I do not expect it. If no response is received, I shall henceforth accept my sentence, and one day simply cease to be. With a brother's love always, Oscar Mason. Now see, I thought there was a letter... I might have to look this up on my phone. I thought there was a letter he wrote to Terrence. Alright, let's look at this poison. So we got some morphine tartrate, maybe habit forming. Put that next to the horse. Same thing. We got some oil of clove. I looked up what this meant a while ago, but I don't remember. This is Aquatil, used for relief of occasional constipation, but maybe if you take more, something happens. I mean, besides what one can expect. Okay, we got a syringe. We don't need to grab that. Is this also for constipation? Stop. Bile salts? I don't know. And is this also oil of clove? Hydrogen peroxide. I assume all these things aren't things that can be abused. Although that was possibly for cleaning. I guess I need to crouch. Okay. Then we have... Oh, will you not let me pick this up? Is that too dangerous? So I assume that's like a rubber thingy that you can wrap around your arm so you can inject yourself with this. So it seems like Oscar was abusing medicine for various reasons. Let me look up this thing for Terrence real quick, because it's not gonna help me explain things anymore. So how are you doing this evening? I'm talking to you, if you're watching this. I'm trying to keep talking while I look up this information. And I'm doing poorly. I'm just getting like wiki pages. There it is. Where do I get this letter? Dad's office. Did I already see this? The left drawer of the desk in Dad's office on the ground. Maybe I already read it. Did I already read this? I don't want to go back there, guys. Okay, I'm going to read. So in Terrence's office, there was a letter to him from his uncle Oscar. And the letter says this: Dear Terrence, I write on what I hope and imagine is a joyous occasion. News reaches me that you are newly married to a wonderful young woman. I have had more than a little time to consider my past and my family, and my thoughts have often lingered on your development and welfare in the 10 years since we last met. Your marriage gives me much reassurance in this regard. You are always welcome on Arbor Hill, though I will understand course if you feel you cannot accept this invitation. Yours very sincerely, Oscar Mason. Okay, so here's the whole thing, and I need to see if I have my other note here. Yes, okay. So there are two theories about Oscar. Remember, I'm just going to walk around well, should I walk or should I focus on the horse? I don't know what to do. I never know what to do when I'm just rambling on. We'll look at the horse and the drugs. Okay, so remember when we went through that little secret passageway and I was showing you all the like catalog pictures and stuff, and I said, this will come up later. Okay. So some people, like, it's clear that Oscar was doing something that was seen as a bad thing. And we don't really quite know what. Like, it's not in your face, hey, this is what's going on. Some people think that Oscar was gay and also possibly was a cross-dresser. So I just remember reading in a discussion board thing where people are like, remember he had the pictures up of the women's clothing, so that means maybe he was into cross-dressing. But the thing about that is, as I kept noting, there was there was men, there was kids. It wasn't specifically women, and it was clear that like the catalog pages were just there for, I don't know, but not to like look at or to aspire to, I assume. So I don't think he was a cross-dresser. Was it possible he was gay? Maybe. But I don't. And so some people say that's notable because, you know, around the time that Oscar was running his store, I mean, obviously some people have really hard, cruel, ostracizing feelings towards gay people. And so that made him want to sell his store and then kind of be a recluse in his house. And that could be a possibility. But I think the bigger thing, and this is something that I actually read, it was on a Tumblr by Clockwork World. And I think it was 2013. I don't know if he's the first person to say this, but it was the first place I read it. So that's why I'm giving him, I assume it's a him, credit. So he says that he believes that Uncle Oscar sexually abused Terry. And there's quite a few things pointing to that. So if we just look at what we have here, we have this kind of extra creepy part of the basement. And there is a door here. Well, I'm sorry, there is not a door here. But, I mean, besides if he did have servants at some point, I mean, no one else would really be coming down here normally. And, I mean, this house is so big, if Terrence and his family were visiting, it would be easy for Terrence and Oscar to come down here undetected, you know. And we see that Terrence did spend time down here. We have this toy that's back here in this creepy, ominous room. And then we also have this height chart. And, you know, we have starting age 6, going all the way up to age 12. And then if you notice, I really zeroed in there. If we notice, too, we have that it was Thanksgiving, 1963. And so I'm not going to have the mental bandwidth to remember all the dates and details of Terrence's books. But if you think about what Terrence's books are about, you know, they revolve around the assassination of JFK, which happened in November 1963. I don't think it was actually on Thanksgiving, but my history recollection on that's bad. But anyways, same month, same year. And so Terrence's books are about the assassination and like, what if he could change that? How could the hero of the story change the events of what happened? And so that kind of ties in with, it's kind of a manifestation of Terrence's, who knows what feelings he was experiencing. Shame, even though he shouldn't, it's not his fault. Just fear, upsetness, obviously, to put it mildly. I mean, that would have been really awful to go through and also very isolating. So maybe Terry, sometimes, especially maybe with children, if they experience sexual abuse, they might not really fully comprehend what happened. And maybe Terrence, even though his dad's Mr., psychologist or psychiatrist, whatever he was, basically people didn't know. Terry didn't have anyone to turn to about it. So holding on to all those feelings and not getting to have a healthy way of expressing what happened to him and working through that grief, he writes these books. And it doesn't help that the books aren't doing well. But we also see that even Terrence's dad was saying how clearly the books were Terrence dealing with some stuff. Dad of the year. So anyway, but also, so if we go back to Oscar, Oscar selling the store and Oscar talking to his sister about his shameful acts. I don't know if Terry did say something to his mom and said what Oscar did, and Mary said, to her credit, you're not seeing my family again. Goodbye, Oscar. I don't know if it was that, but maybe also Oscar hurt other children. And so, or maybe just, even if he didn't act on feelings, his letter talks about taking himself away from temptation. He worked in whatever, the pharmacy, and I thought they sold drinks or something. I don't know. But he would be around a lot of children. And so that, since he's a pedophile, that incited some really bad feelings. And so maybe he didn't do anything, act on his feelings to any other kids, but I don't know. But maybe something did happen. Maybe some parent just caught him being shady. But not doing, acting. So that's what I think. I agree with the assessment that Oscar was a pedophile, and we don't know if he sexually abused any other kids, but he at least sexually abused Terry, and this hurt and harmed Terry greatly. And so Terry's been holding on to this for decades. And I think even the fact that Oscar wanted to give the house to Terry, I think that was his weird way of being like, I'm sorry I did this horrible thing to you, but here's my house, And so one might say, well, why would Terrence take this house? But I don't know. Maybe Terrence wasn't fully... Maybe things really still hadn't clicked yet. I don't know. Maybe he didn't realize fully what he was experiencing. Maybe it wasn't until he came back to this house that all those memories came up. And so that's why he's been more isolated and depressed, besides the fact that almost everyone's a jerk to him except for his wife. And so he's been isolating himself from Janice and just, I don't know. So that's my thoughts on Terry. So the reason why I just said all of this now is because I just wanted you to have that in mind, because I don't know how much more quickly these stories wrap up. So I didn't want it to get to oh, hey, everything's fine now, and I didn't want to save the really depressing stuff for last, is what I'm saying, because there's a lot to say about Terrence and Oscar. I have to hope I'm going the right way. I don't think I am. Nope. Okay, we want to go back. I guess I could look at my map. Where am I? So do I have to go upstairs? I don't know where I am. We don't want to go back downstairs. Let's just go back up to the... I'm sure I'm making this harder, but that's okay. It's the 90s. That doesn't explain anything, but I said what I said. Alright. So yeah, I could have come. I think I was just in that room not too long ago. Okay, so we did everything in the dining room, and we started to explore the kitchen. Why? That refrigerator's really loud. Okay, I don't want to see your cups. We're not listening to any more tapes. I'm sorry. No more tapes. Okay, so the other thing, the other reason why I wanted to talk about, why would I get water? The other reason why I wanted to talk about Terrence's thing is because obviously Terrence being, you know, kind of off doing his own, dealing with his own feelings, was leaving Janice feeling lonely, so she was kind of maybe showing interest in Rick. But then we see here that we have this wedding invitation for Rick and his fiancée, Helen. So there's that. So, you know, he's going through with his wedding to his fiancée. Is there a light? Thank you. Here we go. Alright, and so we also see here, Janice gets this letter from her boss saying, having received your formal acceptance letter, I write to congratulate you on your new position as Regional Conservation Director of the State Forestry Service. We wish you luck in your final weeks at Flintlock National Forest and very much look forward to welcoming you to your new desk in the State Forestry offices at 8 a.m. on May 1st. So this is good because remember, this job is closer to the house. But she was considering maybe staying around to her where she was because that's where Rick was. But she decided, you know, what's best for the family. What's best for her and Terrence maybe. And she chose to go somewhere else. Or not. Yeah. Closer to home. Okay. Now we got our calendar, which also has some clues. I don't remember how to zoom. Here we go. So, not only is Rick getting married, but Janice and Terrence planned this anniversary trip, so they can't make it to Rick's wedding. They will send regrets. And then we're gonna have some junk picked up from the basement. And then... okay, nothing else interesting. So I honestly don't remember what day this is. But we came back home during their anniversary trip. So that's why our parents aren't around. Ah, that's really dark. Let me see where else I need to go real quick. I don't know if I missed something real quick. Let me go back out here. Where is... supposed to exit the window. Not the window. I will not exit the window. Oh. Did I already look at this? Yes, I think that's where we had our... Yes, okay. Yeah, we had notes and postcards. Okay, so we can go on into this very dark room. Let me see real quick. Okay. Next journal will be in the laundry room. Okay, let's look in the light. I don't even remember if this is the second or third book of his. But we can see it seems like he got a new publisher. And I believe... Alright. Dear Mr. Greenbrier, first let me say that I hope this missive finds you well. Hell, it feels like a goddamn miracle that it finds you at all. What's that mean? Do you know how long we've been trying to track you down? Worry not. We aren't the feds, the men in black, or any other sort of creeping fascist hobgoblins. In fact, we're on your side. Let me start from the beginning. That's something a hobgoblin would say. Unknown Dimension is what you might call a specialist publishing house. We traffic in the weird, the ahead of its time, the lost but not forgotten by a small but dedicated group of plugged-in bibliophile type of out there, mass market shunning visionary expression that refuses to be taken on anything but its own terms. Okay. Anyways, they're talking. But ever since we discovered tattered copies of your accidental series at a church rummage sale in Long Branch, New Jersey, we've been trying to track down the author of this weird and dark American outsider art. It's just the kind of forgotten portal into 20th century civilizations, anxieties, and delusions that our readers lose their minds over. James Bond and Harrison Ford might be the dick-swinging heroes that modern suburban America wants, but John Russell, mild-mannered insurance agent by day, reckless history-revising sociopath by night, is the twisted peacekeeper that it deserves. It is our mission to bring him back to life. So, they like him. So they want his permission to reprint the work since his original publisher, Mercury Books. Oh, okay, so that's kind of, I guess I could just read the... Basically, his original publisher went under, so, haha. So they want Terrence to supply a new foreword for the books to appear in brand new editions of The Accidental Savior and The Accidental Pariah to be produced by Unknown Dimension as a limited run and marketed directly to our highly discerning customer base. We want to offer you a portion of the proceeds, contract to follow, assuming you're interested in coming along with us on this weird odyssey. We look forward to embarking with you and to blah, blah, blah. Okay, so good for Terrence. Things are looking up for Terrence. He has a new publisher, and they appreciate his work. He has needed his work to be appreciated. I mean, I don't know if the books are good or not, but Terrence needs a win. Okay, Sam, your mother and I will be away for a long weekend celebrating our anniversary, June 3rd through 7th. We will be camping in the gorge, but we will give you a call on the way home. Sorry the kitchen is still mid-renovation. Never trust a contractor. $40 is on the table to order pizza while we're gone. Be good, Dad. This is Lonnie's hat.
I asked Lonnie what she had to do to get ready to ship out for basic training. She said, not a lot, really. You're not allowed to bring anything with you. You have no possessions, no contact with the outside world while you're in basic. You just train hard every day, and then you deploy from there. So, they'll just send her away. To who knows where. The other side of the country? The other side of the world? My mind, can't process it. That she's really going to be gone. Just gone.
Yep. Okay. Lonnie, my parents are leaving town, so we'll have the run of the whole house till you leave. Imagine actually spending the night in my room instead of sneaking up to our usual spot in the attic. Not that the attic doesn't make it have its musty allure, but my bedroom is warmer. Sam, we should defile your parents' bed while they're gone. That'll show 'em. Lonnie, you are gross. Never change. Sam. Okay. So that's that. I don't know if that was really the right place. Obviously that was a journal thing. I don't know. Okay. So we need to get to... I'm supposed to get to the greenhouse. And that's not the way. This looks like it could be part of a greenhouse. But this is just the garage. Okay, okay. Maybe if I go here. I do like their bathroom reading. Why would I flush the toilet? I mean, at this point we have most of the interesting stuff. I don't know why they're throwing us. Okay, here we go. Thought that was a note. That's just light. Okay. Am I supposed to wash? Well, I would wash their clothes, but I can't pick up the clothes. Alright. So this is a cool little greenhouse. Where is... I want to get Sam's thing before I get Terrence's thing. Okay, this ominous note, where we'll do it. And we have yet another secret door under the stairs. Midnight, June 5th. Final preparations are complete.
We agreed our last night together would be our happiest ever, and we'd forget tomorrow was going to come at all. It worked for a while. We had a good time seeing Oscar off, then ran up to the attic to look through our photos, to find one for Lonnie to take with her. And looking at them, I realized they were all in the past, and there wouldn't be any more. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I cried, and she held me. She said she knew it was hard, but life would move on. I said I didn't want my life to keep moving without her. That's when she cried too. I was so exhausted. I must have fallen asleep like that, in her arms. In the morning, I woke up, and I was finally alone.
I guess I should say something about Sam. It's all starting to sound the same after a while, where Sam said that Lonnie's leaving. They're trying to keep it together, but Sam can't handle the fact that Lonnie's leaving, which I understand, and it's seemingly her first love. So, and just the fact that Lonnie's leaving, and it's, I don't know. I mean, I assume that Sam kind of feels out of control anyway with a lot of her life, so to have this one person who is a constant, who accepted her for who she was and who she loved, to leave obviously would be devastating. And I mean, obviously Lonnie cares, but Lonnie is, I don't know. I know she cares about Sam too, but I think she's either preoccupying herself with the future so she doesn't have to focus on how much she'll miss Sam, or she's just kind of, I don't know. Okay, so just trying to wrap this thing up with Terrence and Janice. So now Terrence is working on a new manuscript, The Accidental Human. Good job, Terrence. We see that they're going on the reason why they're gone is they're at a couples counseling retreat. So that's nice. So they're working on their marriage. Very good. And there's nothing. That's really loud. Okay. Dear Kaz, I can't tell you what a joy it is to see John Russell back in print. Thank you very much for sending along copies of the new editions. The cover art is really something. I know you've said that Unknown Dimension isn't in the business of printing new material, but this revived interest in my work has brought on a wave of inspiration, resulting in a manuscript that completes John Russell's journey, which I think you may find intriguing. It is reflective and introspective without forgetting the excitement and weirdness that Unknown Dimension readers expect. I hope this might be an exciting new direction for Unknown Dimension to pursue. At the very least, I am grateful that John Russell's adventures didn't come to an end quite when I thought they had. My thanks and regards, Terrence L. Greenberg. So, and we got our cover copy. It's been almost 20 years since John Russell heard the call. Twice he saved a president's life. He's practically forgotten the days of the future, of danger and excitement, the days where he mattered. So when that familiar rip in time opens in front of him and his handlers peer out, he doesn't hesitate. Is the president in danger? No. The life you save this time will be your own. I don't know. Obviously, the story is mostly about Sam and Lonnie, rightfully so, but I don't know. I'm just so proud of Terrence. I'm very proud of this fictional character. So, that's a wrap for Terrence and Janice, I believe. So now we don't have a lot of story left, but our focus will be on Sam and Lonnie. And to be clear, just because Terrence is going, or has been going through some stuff, doesn't mean he should have been a jerk to his daughter. She deserves acceptance. Oh, I'm sorry, was this the right way? Yes, okay. So we got, this was them sending off Oscar, so they have his name tag here. Got a stupid photo. I wouldn't want to contact him. Possession and Exorcism by Christine Quinn. And honey snaps. The perfect snack for talking to deceased relatives. Alright.
The sunset light in this house is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I just want to sleep. When I'm in the attic, it almost feels like Lonnie could still be here. She's just downstairs. I'm just waiting to hear her pull down the hatch and come running up. Maybe I'll go up to the attic and wait.
much more I'm supposed to see. Thank you. So we have this picture of Sam and Lonnie's hands. I think the chip nail polish is a nice touch. I'm being sincere. Then we have, what is this? Oh, Lonnie's uniform. We got an eye. We got shadows. Are these drawers gonna be empty? No. Okay. I'm just diddling around with the photography area instead of getting to the wrap up. We have the last illustration from Lonnie. Sam, I'll always remember what we had. Stay strong, kick ass. I love you. Lonnie.
Oh my God. Katie, I fell asleep in the attic, in Lonnie and my old spot, and I missed the first 2 calls. I just barely caught the third one before the machine got it. And it was Lonnie, on a payphone. She'd been on the bus to Basic, and she said she couldn't think of anything but me and us, and that she couldn't go through with it, with the Army and being a part and all of it. And so she got off the bus in Salem. She said, Sam, I want you to pack up everything you can and get in your car and come find me. And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us. And she asked me if I could do that. And I said yes. Yes.
So it's a happy ending. Yay! I feel bad because I don't know if I was supposed to read this thing first. Oh, these are all our letters. Oh, I wasn't ready.
Katie, I'm so sorry that I can't be there to see you in person, that I can't tell you all this myself. But I hope as you read this journal and you think back, that you'll understand why I had to do what I did. And that you won't be sad, and you won't hate me, and you'll just know that I am where I need to be. I love you so much, Katie. I'll see you again, someday. Love, Sam.
Realized I should have just hung around the attic. I didn't know what was in that last notebook. I don't really want to talk over the singer. So yeah, they're not gonna let me leave this. No, and I can't do that either. So I don't know how much more there will be. You can spend this time, if you would like, to let the story sink in. Think what you thought about the game. Think about Lulu Lemire McClendon. out to the cats. You're welcome. I said you're welcome. I really need this song to end. Thank you. I assume it's just going to go to the title screen. Okay, so happy ending, like I said, for Sam and Lonnie, and I think that's great. I was going to talk about this earlier, but I didn't want to spoil it if you hadn't seen this game before. You know, I know there's a lot of different stories where you have like a queer, I'm just going to use that as the catch-all, romance, and it ends poorly, you know. Either one or both of them die. It has to be tragic. And it's not fair that, I mean, you know, we need to see happy gay stories, or just queer stories. They deserve happy stories. So, with this game, it was kind of, there's times when, I just remember when I first played, and again, not knowing if it was a horror game or not, you know, you go into the bathroom and there's the red hair dye and you're like, what happened? And then you have just kind of this ramping up of emotions from Sam, and, you know, again, her parents are being jerks to her and not making her feel welcome. Katie's not there to offer support and postcards, and well, only postcards. So, and the school isn't supportive, so all Sam has is Lonnie. And so, and again, we see the devastation of her leaving, and, you know, they keep talking about the attic, and they're going to meet up in the attic, and this thing they're going to do, we're going to do this thing on this night. And you kind of start to feel like, is something bad going to happen to them? Is there going to be, what are we going to find in the attic? You know, the imagination kind of runs, just because you're kind of conditioned to see these kind of relationships not end very happily. So I'm happy that this story has a happy ending for these lesbians, because they deserve it. They deserve a happy ending. But, and I don't know if they make this clear. Remember how, like, through the game, you see the VCRs and stuff that are missing different electronic equipment or whatever. If I remember correctly, although I don't know if this is true or someone said it, they think that, like, Sam and Lonnie took that with them to sell so they could go, I don't know, start a life together somewhere. A little seed money with VCRs. I don't know. So, anyways, the game ends happily, and I think that's nice. I really enjoy this game. Honestly, if I could, I would love, instead of an escape room, I wish they had like an explore room or explore house where you could just go and piece together clues about a family and what they're doing, what's happening, inner outer lives, through stuff you find in the house. And so obviously this video game is a good virtual representation of that. So anyways, thank you so much for watching my Gone Home series, and I don't know what I'll play next. We'll see, and I'll see you later. Bye.